Hello and welcome to Vertex of Abundance. My name is Priestess Gorgeous. I'll be your oracle today. I'm going to be bringing you the Revolving Door series for February 2018. The full moon was in Aquarius, so we'll be covering a little bit more of the masculine energies. Okay, so next month we'll cover the feminine just like we did last month, all right? And it's always depending on the moon. So the fire and the air moons are masculine. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. My name again is Priestess Gorgeous. I am a consulting oracle spiritual counsel, also a priestess of Sacred Arts and Devotional Practices. I will be your oracle today. I also will be your galactic console for this briefing. So the planetary systems will speak through me. I'm recording this video on a Sunday, so the divine energies will be that of the sun and the moon mostly. Okay, other times it'll be Mars and Venus, right? Just so we know. And I'm doing the divine partnership spread, although the revolving door is for karmic partnerships. So yes, soulmates are usually what happens when there's karma, although it'll be more karmic soulmates than it will catalytic soulmates. Typically catalytic soulmates you can turn into a life partner, you can turn into a twin flame, okay? This is more like a spin down. You kind of come together, project onto each other, and then you're called to, move apart, dissipate once you address that karmic energy. And the deck that I'm using today is the Necronomicon deck. Thank you, Sarah M. in Southern California. I love, love, love it. And the Necronomicon is by Donald Tyson. Y'all, it's a little bit of a difficult, nitty-gritty kind of grisly deck. It has a lot of really deep esoteric meaning to it, and it could get a little bit much for some. But if you want to follow Necronomicon, great. It is something that we use in the temple, which is Vertex of Abundance. Not the deck itself, but the concepts and ideas that come out of the Necronomicon. I really love the way it depicts some of the spiritual technology here, because it's definitely something that we use in Vertex of Abundance. Let me get into it. We're right at the 3-minute mark, which is what we use for the explanation. So hello and welcome. We'll be using the divine feminine on this side and the divine masculine on this side. And don't get confused by the divine word. It's that prefix that we use to understand which of the roles that are being played. You do not need to be assigned that gender at birth to rock that role. Oftentimes, especially in soulmate twin flame connections, when the nodal axis shifts, sometimes the roles can shift in the connection, and it doesn't just have to deal with the nodes. Okay, so we're entering this month in with a leap of faith or some type of new beginning, and it feels that the masculine is, and again, you do not need to be male assigned at birth to be embodying the masculine. It feels like let me go through these cards real quick. I can feel the energy rushing through me, so let me just ground myself there, gain my bearings. So on the masculine side, we have the Queen of Wands, and that's in the energy of the overall situation. So that would be what we enter the month in. And it's mirrored by the feminine with the Fool. So the response to the masculine entering in with that Queen of Wands is this Ace of Pentacles here. And that's the Queen of Wands on the feminine. Now, the response is in the position of the obstacle, conflict, challenge, mirrored on the masculine by the Magician. Okay, and the feminine response to that with the Two of Wands, mirrored on the masculine by the Three of Swords, and that those were both those two cards were in the position of the focus. Okay. And that is responded by the feminine with the Nine of Swords. That's in the position of the sacrifice to be made. Really, what's the linchpin? What you really do need to do to kind of shift the cycle. And that's mirrored on the masculine by the World card. Again, the position of the sacrifice to be made. And that's responded to by the feminine with the Five of Cups. And that's mirrored on the masculine side by the Queen of Pentacles. And again, that's the position of what we leave the month with. So what we go into the next part of the cycle with. And the dates of this recording, I'm recording this on a Sunday, but this goes from the full moon to the full moon. So the Aquarius full moon into the beginning of the Pisces full moon. So that'll be really the 31st of January, the 1st of February, all the way through to the 1st of March, the last day, or the 28th of February, okay? So pretty much between all of the month of February is what this reading will cover. And the shared energy of the connection, the karmic partnership here, is the Hierophant. So conditioning, basically. And again, we're using the Necronomicon deck by Donald Tyson. So we're entering the month with that Fool and that Queen of Wands being on the masculine side. So there's a need to drive life forward. There's a need to embody the spirit here on the masculine, and that's mirrored on the feminine by taking a leap of faith, a new beginning of some kind. And you know, the feminine, they're dealing with some type of gate opening for them. It feels like the masculine is manifesting something here with that Magician. You know, the Magician is having the universe support you, using your drive, your will, your passions, your desires, your visions to drive life forward, to manifest, to create something. There's the energy of the Mercury and the Sun in that card. That could be trine, that could be conjunct, that could be opposing, but it's usually in Aries or Gemini. So just think of the divine spirit or the intellectual instincts here, and that's really what you can see in your mind and how you want to manifest that. Now, that being a challenge, an obstacle, it seems like there's an opportunity here. These people have become independent, these people have become sovereign, this couple, and they want something. They want to drive life forward, mostly the masculine. Okay, now the focus on the masculine, they are dealing with some cold hard truth. It feels like the feminine has been weighing up her options and the masculine has chosen her, but it feels like, or the masculine has chosen the feminine, and it feels like, well, I'm sensing here that they were taking their time for a while, and now that they've come back around and made a choice, it's almost as if there's something in the way, there's something blocking them. And I do feel like the masculine needs to make a choice. There's the third party. And the third party, one person's going to get cut out. And that's the focus. Feminine. They're looking at broader horizons, making sure that they know what their options are. And it's going to be a difficult decision for the feminine. Again, you don't need to be female assigned at birth to be embodying the feminine role. It's just more the receptive, transformative, taking something that's happened and responding to it versus making something happen. That's the feminine archetype here. And they rule from the consciousness, from the emotions more than they do from the mind and the intellect. That's the feminine role. They're gonna need to face something here. It feels like over this month they're gonna be finding a way to step into this union or finding a way to deal with this union, whether it's cutting it out or incorporating it in. And they're going on the journey of dealing with the fact that they are soulmates, if whether they're karmic or catalytic. And I do think they're going to need to expedite that cycle, expedite that karma. That's mirrored on the masculine by a cycle being completed. So as much as there's anguish on the feminine side, on the masculine side, there's a completion here. So they've come back around to close out the cycle of the masculine. They have, male or female. And the feminine, again, male or female, is anguished by that. Perhaps they've been waiting, hoping, wishing, praying, and now it's finally come around. And I do feel that the feminine was about to walk away or look for other options, and all of a sudden the masculine's come back around to trying to commit. And it's going to strip the feminine going into next month. It's going to strip the feminine of some concepts and ideas. It seems like they were crying over spilled milk, a little bit agonizing over something that happened in the past. They were focused on the past. Everyone around them was having fun. It's almost as if they withdrew from the fun, from the happiness, from the whatever. Now, the masculine is mirrored by they've turned their back on what's happened in the past, and they're worried or focusing on manifesting something. They need to drive life forward. And there is a little bit of conflict, and there are two camps here. We have two queens. So this clearly tells me that the masculine came back and chose the feminine. And the feminine is worried about all the things that happened in the past. Does the masculine still have somebody on the side the feminine is thinking? Is the masculine sure the feminine is thinking? You know, and the shared energy is committing. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean committing is a good thing, but they're going to do their work together. So whether it's closing out this karmic cycle, expediting the karma, and moving on to more catalytic soulmates or twin flames or life partners, either together or apart, they're going to be doing that work together to, again, you know, a karmic partnership is because you regress and you repress and you suppress your energies. And so the only way you can deal with them, including the shadows, to project that onto somebody else. And if you're not healing and doing your work fast enough, the universe will send you a karmic partner so that you can see the things you're hiding from yourself. Okay, that's why you attract a karmic soulmate. You don't attract a karmic soulmate if you are awakening. Doesn't mean you need to be awakened. If you're not becoming enlightened, if you're unwilling to illuminate yourself, then you typically attract a karmic partner. Okay, now oftentimes the karmic partners cannot work on their things initially when they meet, when they come into union together, because one person's in their shadow and it's the same shadow, but they're responding to it differently. If you weren't, you wouldn't attract the kind of partnership that there's been attracted. And when you become ready to do the work together, or you do the work and you show back up in the connection, the universe creates some type of union, solidifies the union, and either frees you from it, or you evolve the union from a karmic to a catalytic. Now, you typically don't upgrade more than one level in a lifetime. So you don't go from karmic to soulmate to twin flame to life partner. You would go from karmic to catalytic, and then you graduate from that connection altogether. And it does feel like they're going to stick it out and do the work. Now, I'm going to go into deeper analysis on this. Because it's clear to me that the feminine needs to get to the bottom. There's 3 Mars cards on the female side and 2 Mercury cards. So a lot of conflicting thoughts. And on the masculine side, they're coming into balance here. Okay. So it feels like the masculine is spiritualizing. They're getting their bearings here, and it's messing with the feminine's mind. The feminine has a lot of doubts and fears because the masculine is probably either shown back up or decided to cut out the feminine or come to balance here. So we're gonna expand this reading. Check the show notes or go over to vertexofabundance.org. Under TV shows in the upper right hand corner, you'll see Revolving Door. We'll figure this out and we'll see what is happening and why it's the feminine, excuse me, not the female, but the feminine, male or female, is conflicted. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you today. If you're new, I want to welcome you. I hope you enjoyed the Karmic Partnership sneak peek called The Revolving Door. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you. Please hit the thumbs up. Please share with your friends. Until we meet again, until we read again, Namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. I wish you happiness and wholeness in this lifetime, all the abundance that you can withstand. Take good care. See you next month. Bye-bye. Or see you over on the website, in the temple website. You just check the show notes if you want to skip over to that, or vertexofabundance.org. In the upper right hand corner, you'll see TV shows. Okay, take good care of yourself. Bye.